Chapter 1. The first punch rain poured over New York City like the sky itself wanted to drown the street. Neon signs flickered, painting the wet asphalt in colors of red, blue, and green. The smell of gasoline mixed with the scent of rain. Somewhere in the maze of alleys, Jake Carter walked with slow, deliberate steps, his leather jacket soaked through. Jake wasn't just walking, he was on a mission. His fists were clenched, his jaw tight. The city had taken everything from him, and tonight, he was taking something back. From the shadows, 3 men stepped out. Their faces were half hidden under hoods, but their eyes burned with hostility. "Carter," said the biggest one, his voice dripping with arrogance. "The East Side ain't your territory. The boss doesn't like you sniffin' around." Jake smirked, tilting his head slightly. "The boss can tell me himself." "Oh wait, he's too scared." The man growled and swung a heavy punch. Jake moved like lightning, sidestepping, grabbing the man's arm, and slamming him into the brick wall. The second thug charged. Jake ducked under the punch, slamming his elbow into the man's jaw with a sickening crack. The third thug tried to tackle him from behind, but Jake spun, sweeping his legs out from under him. Rain poured harder. Jake stood over the groaning bodies. "Tell your boss," he said coldly, "I'm coming for him." Chapter 2. The warning. Jake's apartment was a small, bare space in an old brick building. A punching bag hung from the ceiling. The only furniture was a bed and a rickety table. He lit a cigarette and stared out at the rain. Somewhere, high above the city, Victor Kane, the most feared crime boss in New York, was sitting in his penthouse, drinking expensive whiskey and laughing with his men. The phone rang. Jake answered. "Jake," came a voice, low, urgent. It was Mia Torres, a journalist and his only real ally. "I just got word. They know where you live. Get out now." Before Jake could respond, the window shattered. A Molotov cocktail flew in, smashing against the wall. Flames erupted instantly, licking the ceiling. Jake grabbed his jacket and dove out the door just as the apartment exploded in a roar of fire and smoke. The blast threw him to the ground outside, glass raining down like deadly shards. Chapter 3. Into the lion's den. Jake knew exactly where to find Kane. He headed for the Black Orchid, the crime boss's nightclub. The bass from the music shook the ground outside. Inside, the air was thick with smoke, perfume, and the faint metallic tang of blood from earlier fights. Every table turned to watch Jake as he walked through the crowd. Kane sat at the back, flanked by 2 enormous bodyguards. He wore a sharp black suit, his icy blue eyes cold and calculating. "You've been making a lot of noise, Carter," Kane said, his voice calm but deadly. "I'm just getting started," Jake replied. "You think you can take me down? You're one man. I have an army." Jake smirked. "Then I'll bury them one by one." The guards moved in. Jake flipped the table, slamming it into one guard's knees. He smashed a bottle on the bar and used the jagged glass to keep the other back. Chaos erupted. Chairs flew, bottles shattered, fists pounded flesh. Jake fought like a man possessed, dodging blows, landing strikes with brutal precision. The club was a storm of violence. Chapter 4. Blood on the docks. Midnight. The docks were deserted, except for the shadows of cargo crates and the glint of gun barrels. The sound of waves mixed with the clinking of weapons being loaded. That Kane's men surrounded Jake, their faces hard, their weapons ready. The cold sea wind cut through the night like a blade. That Jake's heart pounded, but he didn't hesitate. He ran forward, slamming one man into a crate, flipping over another, ripping a gun from a third and tossing it into the dark water. Then Kane stepped out from behind a shipping container, holding a long hunting knife. "This ends now, Carter." Jake's lips curled into a dangerous grin. "You're right." The fight was brutal. Knife slashes met with blocked punches, knees slammed into ribs, and both men went down hard more than once. Finally, Jake twisted Kane's arm, sending the knife clattering across the dock. 1, 2, 3 punches. Kane fell to the pier, blood dripping from his mouth. "You're done," Jake whispered. As dawn broke over the city, police sirens echoed in the distance. Mia's voiceover narrated the scene. Victor Kane's reign over New York is over. One man stood against an empire and won. But in this city, peace never lasts for long. Jake walked away from the docks, fading into the shadows, ready for whatever the streets threw at him next.